Greetings, friends. Hope this finds you well. Rekcinol here, and today we're going to be building a new custom desk in this area of my basement. So coming down my steps, I've got this table, just usually display stuff on it. Got my leg lamp, fragile, you know. My future son-in-law has been gaming on his laptop, usually sitting at either my table down here in the basement or over on my podcasting desk. I'll show you that here in just a second. So I'm going to build a custom desk setup for his laptop, and it'll probably be wide enough you can almost fit two laptops side by side, I think. I'm going to be using a desk like base from IKEA, and then I'm going to custom make the countertop, or the top of the desk, if you will, out of birch plywood. Let's get into it, and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to clean all this out and get that ready. But just an example. So if we go over to my setup, I use the autonomous Smart Desk Premium, I think is what it was called. I just bought the legs themselves to go under the desk, and then I made this top. So it's two pieces of 3/4 inch birch plywood. I laminated them together with wood glue, and then also put a bunch of screws in the bottom going up through both pieces, and then filled all those in with wood putty before I stained it this like gray. It's almost like a transparent gray. And then I put like a beeswax coating on top of that just to give it a little bit of waterproofness, if you will. So if something does get spilled on it, it won't soak into the wood, and it won't get stained, hopefully. It's been almost a year, so it's held up pretty well. And then, you know, I rounded all the edges, kind of tapered it a little bit for the PC. So I'm going to do something pretty close to this, just not as big, for the other desk. He has been kind of parking right here. Here's his gaming laptop, and he's been playing here, or he's been sitting at the table over here, which, you know, is okay for short periods of time, but these aren't the most comfortable chairs. That's why he's been sitting over here in the podcasting chairs, just because they're a little more comfortable for a longer period of time. The desk base, and I'll put a link of it down in the description to everything I'm going to be using. This is the desk base here. It's the Becant. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so sorry if it's not correct, but this is from IKEA, and it's about $160, so I think $159 plus tax in the US. These little metal brackets are to attach, and this is how you mount and keep the top from moving. So here is the custom tops that I'm going to be making. So this one right here, this is for the laptop gaming station.
Here you can see I'm drilling holes, and I'm also rounding off all the corners. Then we got to make it all smooth. Then comes the router bit to round over all the holes and edges to make them nice and easy on the arms. Now for some wood filler to fill in all the imperfections. Here we are the next day, doing a test fit of the wire grommets. This is the stain I'll be using. It is an oil-based, semi-transparent stain. These are the staining pads I like to use. So we're going to sand everything down one more time. I usually do like a 220, maybe a 300, then vacuum everything off. Then wipe it all down with a wet cloth, let that dry, and we're ready for some stain. Gonna let these sit overnight, and then comes a coat of feed-in wax, beeswax oil. So I use a clean staining pad, rub this in, let it sit for about 15 or 20 minutes, and then just wipe off all the excess. This will seal the wood and keep it from soaking in moisture or getting stained by something getting spilled on it. Now it's time to make the floating shelves. I'm using a 1x10, and then I'm sandwiching that with another 1x10 with, I think, some 1x2s. And you can see everything's clamped up. Get it all nailed, glued. Then I put wood filler in all the holes, then sanding, and then repeat just like we did with the desktops for the vacuuming, wiping everything down, staining, and then sealing. I'm actually building two different setups. That's why there are two colors. One is this transparent gray, and then another one for my son is the walnut. And here we are test fitting the legs onto the top and mounting it down. Then I'm going to mount the surge protector and the cable shelves for all of the cable management. I have a full cable management video also on my channel that I recently did, where I go into detail on the tools and everything that I use, so check that out. Now we're mounting a 2x3 cleat to hold the floating shelf. As you can see, we mounted the PS5 on the wall and the TV, so 43-inch TV, I believe. It's only the 1080p 60 hertz, a little older Vizio, but might be upgrading that to 4K here soon. See what kind of deals we can get around Christmas, the holidays. But the TV is mounted with an Echo Gear mount. I'll link that down below. I love these. They have really good mounts, I mean, for the price. I've used them for other TVs. Used one for my LG C1, my 65-inch, that pulls out from the wall, so it's really easy to get to. This one's just, it's the low profile, but it does have like a 15-degree tilt on it. And then there's a brush plate back there. You can barely be able to see that. Those are all also Echo Gear. So a set of those is like $10. And they're really nice because it hides the cables coming in through a wall. If you need to do a bunch of them, which you can see there, there's quite a few. And then this mount for the PS5 is from Total Mount. I got it on Amazon. I think it was like $28. Really highly reviewed. And it was actually really easy to put up. I didn't film it, but it's all plastic, so you're not going to get any Wi-Fi interference if you're not hardwired, like some of the other metal ones, especially the ones that go all the way up the back. And it had a built-in level really easy to mount. Comes with these special drywall screws, so if you don't have a stud or anything where you want to mount it, they will, it says they will hold, but I still opted to put wood behind there so that I knew it was, you know, really sturdy, as you can see there. Here we are in the mechanical room, and this is behind that wall, so you can see it's a mess. I'll probably clean it up a little bit, but you know, nobody sees it, so I don't really care. But you can see there's the brush plate and the dual Ethernet jack, and of course the AC outlet. Then all of that runs up. Here's the other brush plate behind the TV, and then there's also a surge protector in here with this outlet, which we have the TV, the PS5, and some of the lights and stuff plugged into. You can see I made a plywood brace that goes across here in between these two studs, because the PS5 is mounted like right here, and I wanted to screw it into something solid and not just the drywall. So that's how it's mounted from the back. Thank you for watching. Check out my other build setup videos, my cable management video, and hit that like and subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it.